while. It's gone now.
Right guys, we ready? What do you need to know? So, first thing, so I'm going to go over this because some people don't get time to write it down. I'm videoing it, okay? And then we'll upload that to Google Classroom. So if you're not here, who's not here? No, everyone looks to be here. If you're not here, then you can watch it on Google Classroom and it'll be exactly the same as being in here. So we've got, this is kumara, then we've got carrot, then we've got pumpkin, red onion, 2 coloured capsicums. They might not always be yellow red, it might be green red, green yellow, whatever we can get. We've got veggie oil, we have got mustard. This one is a Dijon mustard. Do you know Dijon mustard, anyone? Yeah. Dijon is a place in France, alright? It's not super hot like an English mustard like we use. It's sort of a browny colour, light brown. Okay? So it's not going to burn you like English ones, but it's not as soft as a American mustard, alright? Next one is this is vinegar. So this is a balsamic vinegar, which is black, which is quite nice. Salt, pepper. We've got some fresh parsley. Oh, that's coriander. We'll use coriander. And some feta. Now hopefully there's 2 kinds of feta. There's a crumbly feta and there's a firm feta. Hopefully this is a firm one and we can dice it into squares and place it on top as opposed to crumbling it through. Okay? Amounts you're going to use, because a lot of people have missed amounts off. We're probably going to use half of your kumara. We're probably going to use half a carrot. We're going to use a similar amount of pumpkin. Now I can't tell you if it's a quarter, a slice or a wedge or whatever. I'll just cut it. Half an onion. We'll go a quarter of each of the capsicums. For your vinegar and your dressing, so it's always 1 of the vinegar to 3 of the oil. So last time we did tablespoons, which was too much. So we're going to do a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. 1 teaspoon. The oil is 3 teaspoons. And the mustard will just be the tip of a teaspoon, or like probably the size of your fingernail, that kind of size.
Which one?
The mustard, little finger. Feta will be probably 50 grams. If you think of a block of butter, and when you cut that block off the end when you're doing stuff, it says 50 grams, it's about 10 mil long. We're going to use around about that much, alright? So is everyone cool with that?
Wait, how much onion?
We'll go half an onion. Did I say half an onion?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go half an onion. Alright? How much feta? About 50 grams. About 50 grams. So has everybody got that? Because I don't mind repeating it. I'd rather you get it down and have it sussed rather than go just put it under the carpet and then get lost. So this one is going to take a little bit of time for you to cook it, alright? We're going to cook in different stages. That's why I've laid them all out. So kumara takes the longest to cook, followed shortly by the carrot, followed by the pumpkin, followed by those. Obviously that's just a dressing and that's just going on top. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The oven is on fan bake and it's on 180 degrees. Really important, like last week, to put the water on first. Really important to smash the oven on as soon as the power comes on, because we want to get it hot. Because roasting is all about hot cooking, crispy outside, soft in the middle, isn't it?
Like an armadillo.
Yep. Now, if we were going to do a warm pumpkin salad, we would leave the skin on, but not the carrot. We take the skin off the carrot. Skin on, skin on. But I'm not. We're going to do a cool one. So I'm going to peel it. So you're going to need your waste bowl. You're going to need a peeler. I'm just going to peel half because I only need half. Peely, peely, peely. Remember one thing on your board, pinching your knife tip on the bottom, slide it forward and you'll cut through it, okay? Now, dice. Everyone know what a dice is? It's like a cube, yeah? We don't want it too big. So we're probably going to go just over 1 centimetre. So it's going to look like that, yeah? Just over 1 centimetre square dice. You're going to put it in a bowl because we need to coat it. So it's in the bowl. Everybody good so far? Drizzle of oil. A little bit of oil. Salt and pepper. Twisty. Now, who's roasted kumara before? Have you noticed if it's not coated in oil, it goes really dry? That's why we're doing this, alright? So, get your fingers in there, give it a whirl around. Might just put a little bit more oil on the kumara than I would on the others. Then onto your tray. Use pasta. I've just used a pan, one of our hospitality frying pans, as a roasting tray because it's smaller. But people got confused and started frying it, so we'll just use a tray. Trouble is, we only need a tray about that big. Anyway, on they go. Washy, washy. In the oven. Whereabouts do you reckon? Does it matter where I stick it in? Yeah, stick it middle top. Because it's on fan bake, theoretically the heat should be the same all over the oven, depending on how good your oven is. Everyone happy? Good. Carrot. Half a carrot and that. So we're going to do 2 portions as normal. We can present them on one tray because we'll call it a buffet style. How big do you reckon I need to cut these? Huh? Same size, yeah? Because we want it to look nice. It's going to be quite hard, so these will be a bit smaller. Because obviously your carrot's different. Pinching, rocking forward. Into your oil bowl. Give them a roll. Give them a little breaky. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. I'm just going to give the kumara a little bit longer before I put those in. While I'm doing that, we just need to cut some of this out. So, you can just wiggle your knife through these. People do, you can drop them on concrete floor, bang, and they'll split in half, which is good. The most cuts you'll get in A&E is people cutting pumpkin, apparently. Because if your knife isn't sharp, you can end up coming up with all kinds of mischief. So, this has got dirt on the skin, so I've got a dirty board now, so that's contaminated, so we need to wash it, yeah? Remember, you've got to watch your cross-contamination and make sure everything's hunky-dory. You'll also notice in the kitchen that Mr. Thompson has bought a load of red chopping boards. Now, the red chopping boards are really only for raw meat. Okay, so there's different colours. If you go into a kitchen that has a colour-coded board, not all of them do because it's not necessary. They'll have a red one, a blue one, a yellow one, or orangey yellow, and a white one. They're all for different things, alright? Anyway, seeds out. Don't put these in your compost because you end up with massive pumpkins everywhere. You're just going to cut tip of the knife. You're going to cut that out, alright? Yeah. Depends who's going to do the washing up, isn't it? Fair enough. Fair enough, I can't say fairer than that. So we're going to take the skin off. How we're going to take the skin off is that we are going to lay it on its side so it's firm. We're going to put a knife just the other side. Now, if you cut not enough off, you'll end up with green stuff, which is quite firm and tastes a little bit different. So we need to just get past that, but we don't want to be cutting off heaps and heaps of our pumpkin. Because remember, this is all about making money. So the more we put in the bin, the less money we're going to make, the quicker we're going to go out of business. And there's another, talking of that, there's another costing up on Google Classroom for you guys to do. And you are expected to do them. So far we're having an average of 3 out of 30 people handing them in, which isn't that good, is it? Waste bowl. So, make sure you've got no green bits. Sharp knife's important. Now most of you have done knife sharpening, so you know, get your knife out, get your steel out, sharpen it up if it's going to be a little bit, a bit slidey or whatever. So, easiest way to cut this up, we're going to cut the top bit off, alright? Then we're going to cut the bottom bit off, or the other way around, whichever way it goes. So we've got square chunks, yeah, as opposed to a curved thing. And then we can cut these down. This is probably more than we need, isn't it? Carrots in. They can go in there. Can you see this? So we just need to cut this in approximate shape. Pumpkin's pretty hard. Does it cook really fast or really slow?
Slow.
It cooks fast as. For something that's so hard, you'll put it in and you'll look at it and you'll think that's hard as, and then if you take it out and actually bite it, it'll crush.
I love eating pumpkin raw.
If you leave it for too long, when you mix it with the rest of when you mix it all up at the end and put your dressing in, it's just going to turn to mush. Okay, so equal amounts, so I put about the same amount of everything in there, yeah? I'm talking of the carrot and that, a little bit of that, a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of that. Give it a wiggle wiggle. Right, at this point I'm just going to show you what this is up to. So these are cooking. Give them a shake. Release them from the tray if they need to. So these are starting to go a little bit soft around the edges. Obviously the carrot isn't because it's only just gone in. Okay? The more you open your oven, the longer it's going to take to cook because you're letting all the hot air out. I didn't put that in yet, alright? I'm going to give it about a couple of minutes and then I'm going to stick it in. Just give those carrots a little bit of time. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to take my onion. How much should I say this? Half. Right. So, if I was dicing this fine, I'd leave this root on. Remember how I showed you that? Yeah. We're doing centimetre dice. So, I can cut the root off. Get that out of the way. I can cut the fluffy end off. Get that out of the way. Take the skin off. With the red onion, you'll see that it changes colour. So if it's still really dark, you probably need to take another layer off, alright? Just check with your root. I was just looking at the root on this one. I haven't actually cut all the root out. You see it's still quite solid. So we need to get rid of that. Because if we don't get rid of it, it's just going to hold together, see? Got a big root. Right. So to cut this into dice, they've got lines on the onion here. We're going to do 4 slices with the lines first. And I cut them on an angle because it's a round piece of vegetable. Then I'm just going to cut straight down the middle. And that will give us roughly the same size dice as what we've got here, yeah? Cool? Anybody got any questions? Going too fast, going too slow? Everybody happy? You happy? Yeah, okay. Happy? Pumpkin's going in, so I just open the thing up and chuck it in, spread it out, shut the door. Then I can put my onion in here, in my oil bowl. Capsicum was a quarter, I believe. So just to go over this again, so the white bit here, which holds seeds on, is called the pith. We just simply pinch it and pull it out. Then we give it a tap over the bowl, and that gets rid of all the seeds. Okay, so we don't want the seeds. We do, however, want it cut the same size as that. So I'm just going to cut it like this. Cut that. So this is a really good opportunity again for you guys that didn't get your photo taken or your little bit of film of how you're actually holding a knife and cutting. So the onion, the capsicum will all be going in at the same time. We're going to cook those together. Pinch the pith out, get rid of all that white stuff, give it a tap to get rid of the seeds. We're going to cut it in half. We could have cut that one into 3. These middle ones I'm just cutting again because they're just a little bit long. So you have to judge it on your vegetable. Like that one I should have cut into 3 rather than into 2. Right, the onion. We need to give this a bit of a tweak around because the onion is actually going to stick itself together. When it cooks it will break up, but let's just break that up. Do I season this one as well? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if we're seasoning each element as it goes in, it should be good to go. But don't over season, don't be pouring heaps on. Little drizzle. Give that a stir around. Let's get rid of this stuff now and finish with this. So we're all happy, yeah? Half a kumara, half a carrot, half a slice of pumpkin, quarter of each capsicum colour, half an onion. Everyone happy with that? Marvellous. So these guys here, they don't take long to cook either. So we'll just give these a shake again. There they go. I'll bring them out. You don't need to bring them out. That's what they look like. Still hard. See the kumara's cooked there a little bit. Broken my fingers. I'm going to bang these in. Then I'm going to stick them back in the oven. Right, next thing, what do we have to make to go over them? Dressing. Notice how I'm tidying all the time. My board hasn't got little bits and pieces on. Clean, tidy, alright, that's what we're after. The only thing I need my board for now is to cut the feta up, is to cut some coriander up. So, dressing. Everybody remember how to make dressing? We have to teaspoon. So you're going to put a little bit of mustard in. Fingernail sort of size. Like that. What is that? That is a quarter of a teaspoon if anyone really wants to know. You're going to go vinegar, and it goes. Has everyone had balsamic vinegar before? Yeah? So we're going to whisk that together. So emulsification, yeah? If you're whisking oil and vinegar together, what you're doing is you're emulsifying two products. A little bit of seasoning is you're combining two ingredients. So have you all heard of hollandaise sauce?